Kutateladze is an inch taller at 5'11", and he'll also have an 1.5 inch reach advantage. To introduce the fighters, here's Joe.
And all fight fans, here we go with the next fight tonight. 3 rounds this in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet, 11 inches tall. Weighing in officially 156 pounds, his professional record stands at 11 victories with 2 defeats. Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden by way of Tbilisi, Georgia. Here is the Georgian Viking, Guram Kutateladze. And across the octagon stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He's a wrestler standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, also weighing in officially 156 pounds. He has a record of 17 victories, no defeats, and 1 no contest. Here is the unbeaten lightweight out of Poznan, Poland, Mateusz Gamrot. And your referee in charge of the action is Łukasz Bosacki.
So this our featured bout here for the prelims. Thank you, the lovely red. Round 1 just ahead. There is Mateusz Gamrot of Poland in the red and Kutateladze in the black. This fight clock is brought to you by the US Army. Straight to it with the big kicks from Kutateladze. That is his strong suit.
I'm so excited for this fight. Both of these guys are so skilled, so technical, especially in the striking range. And that power kick from Kutateladze really set out his stall early. He's a Muay Thai fighter with really, really conditioned shins. It doesn't matter if you're hitting arms or whatever. He's going to keep throwing those kicks over and over.
These 2 athletes are absolutely shredded as well in fine fettle for their debuts.
Fine fettle? What is fine fettle?
Form, good form.
Fine form. I mean, I was waiting to hear cheeky left hook like you said earlier, and now you just said something called fine fettle.
We're all learning.
It's something about working with the 2 voices. Oh, nice shot there.
Followed through in a good position now.
Really good work there.
And you saw Gamrot actually take that shot low on the leg. Normally, as a wrestler, you don't want to shoot down there because they don't have wrestling shoes. But he's able to finish there, and now...
Oh, over to you. That looked like some
mission control.
Yes.
But Gamrot will not hang around here. He's an aggressive grappler, competes in the ADCCs. He's a Polish and European champion. Actually drew Gary Tonin as well.
That's bad news.
Yeah, it doesn't go well for most.
What I like about Gamrot's grappling style for MMA is that if you're trying to submit him, you've got to force him back to create space because he's constantly driving forward. Now, this is an interesting position from Kutateladze here, who's got an arm controlled by Gamrot, who's kind of, I mean, his arm's awkwardly twisted, his elbow's pointed in, manages to free it. Chains on these submissions, attacking the leg, inside heel hook.
Oh, heel hook attack here.
I wasn't expecting this from Kutateladze.
And even if he uses this to get away, right? Even if he uses to get back to his feet, that's a win for him. Getting Gamrot off of him.
Well, this has turned defense into attack for him, which is always beneficial on the scorecards.
Problem is, with the 50-50 position, you've got to watch your own leg.
Oh.
And Gamrot's got leg lock submissions.
That was beautiful. I mean, that was a fantastic move by Kutateladze. Using that heel hook to get himself back standing where he wants to be.
It's a new look for Kutateladze as well. He actually lost a bet to Hamzat Chimaev, and he had to shave off his moustache, which is why he's got that naked upper lip. Those guys having a lot of fun together. Very close over the last few years.
And this is actually beneficial given the fact that Gamrot stands in the southpaw position the majority of the time. He is comfortable switching. He will switch to orthodox if necessary. And we see some of that redness on the midsection of Gamrot already. Here we go, he switches.
That's wrestling, Dan. Watch when Gamrot attacks the shots. It's when he switches to the southpaw stance because he's probably used to wrestling with his right leg in front. But when he strikes, that's how they teach us wrestlers, right? They teach you to strike from the conventional position to get your right hand, the power hand, going back, in the back.
Gamrot spends a lot of time at American Top Team in Florida. He knew after measuring himself with the high-level fighters there on the mat.
See what I mean? That's where he's going to wrestle. He's going to wrestle with his right leg in front.
Powerful kicks from Kutateladze.
Yeah, he is not holding back, Dan.
You just don't want to be in the way of those, no matter where they're landing.
You can see the difference in the power in the stand-up and the comfort.
And watch out for the high kicks of Kutateladze. He does something that Wonderboy does, where he throws the high kick and very quickly follows it with the same hand, from the same side hand.
Yeah,
very tricky.
Right hand to right head kick you're talking. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Because they focus on the right hand coming out, so they cover that, and then the kick creeps over the side of their guard, clips them across the side of their head. Beautiful takedown there.
Look like Kutateladze throwing a kick.
Roger kick.
Yeah,
Okay.
noted by the referee.
I don't think Gamrot
Gamrot
noticed.
shook it off, no problem.
That was very close.
Boris Mankowski in the corner of Gamrot as well, who's a formidable fighter in his own right.
Hey, by the way, Kutateladze fought the MMA when he was, you know, a mere child. I'm sure the rule sets over there are a little relaxed as well.
Get it done. Get the job done. Powerful kicks from Kutateladze.
Fast-paced first round here between these two lightweights. We'll be back for round number 2. Back live in the Flash Forum. UFC Fight Night is presented by the US Army. Round number 2. Gamrot in the red. Kutateladze.
Oh, powerful punch over the top. Beautiful reaction by Gamrot to find his way out of trouble. One thing I was just about to say, John, is that right at the end of that round, Gamrot shook out his right hand as if he's injured it. So we've got to keep an eye on that. That may be a fractured hand. That might start changing the power in that punch, or maybe even change his stance.
Well, Gamrot clearly shaken by that. Kutateladze is going to continue to affect the armory of the Polish fighter.
Well, Gamrot has to make a choice, right? If he goes southpaw, Kutateladze just starts landing those massive body kicks. But that's where he wrestles from. But he strikes way better from this position. He's in a bit of a spot here against Kutateladze.
Good movement by Kutateladze.
Nice setup for the takedown.
Beautiful work by Gamrot to recover it, but he's still not got this fight on the floor.
He's got to get his hands locked. That is great defense by Guram.
As you would expect from someone that's got Chimaev in their corner.
You can see every fibre of Kutateladze's body working to keep this one standing. As he answers back with a little combination in shorts.
The Kutateladze corner did ask for that buzzsaw combination as well as Gamrot moves forward. Uppercut, left hook, right hand.
I mean, Kutateladze throws kicks with so much power. Gamrot starts to squint every time before it even lands.
You can just see the redness across the body of Gamrot from those kicks. Actually starting to see some bruising on the ribs underneath the left elbow.
We're seeing the new wave of high-level fighters representing all-stars from Stockholm, Sweden, led by Alexander Gustafsson. I'm told there's plenty more to come as well. We saw Mikey Saderdorf in the corner of Kutateladze as well. You might recognize him. He normally accompanies Pani Kianzad as well. He's from Malmö in Sweden.
You see Mateusz Gamrot when he gets it. That's a nice takedown.
Oh, what a nice butterfly hook as well to keep
He's not getting to
away.
control those actions. He's not getting to control those takedowns. He gets them, but before he can secure before he can secure Guram, Guram's back up and moving, and then gets back to his feet and forces him back into the stand-up with him.
Gamrot, it looks like there's a little bit of chaos about his work though, DC. Is that accurate? Is that fair?
Well,
Beautiful.
he wants this to be much cleaner, right? This is a credit to Guram Kutateladze, not allowing him to keep him on the ground and forcing him into this type of striking battle, which he has Gamrot behind. I mean, I have got to say that Kutateladze and the damage that he's done is ahead in this fight, or at least I feel that way.
I mean, you were talking about the conditioning of these guys earlier, but the conditioning of Kutateladze is really on show here because he's able to keep on this pressure and keep this work rate up, even though Gamrot is constantly attacking with these takedowns. That was good timing.
Really good timing.
But look at the panic. Look at the panic in Kutateladze to get back to his feet. He's like, shrimp, 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 shrimp. Get a knee shield. And now forcing action to try to get up. Gamrot has to try and secure him.
Kutateladze not accepting these positions at all. And again, he's got this interesting position going for an omoplata. Super rare.
Yeah, but Gamrot's got to be careful he doesn't turn into a triangle. Now he limp bombs out. Very nice. Can he pass here and secure the position? Good upper body control.
Consistent pressure from Gamrot, though. He's not resting on his laurels either. Always looking to advance or do damage.
Yeah, Gamrot. Oh, nice. There we go. Nice right hand by Gamrot. I mean, Kutateladze does a fantastic job off of his back. Just creating movement until he can get away.
And keep in mind, Kutateladze went over to Las Vegas quite recently. He didn't have a fight booked. He went over there hoping to make a good impression on the coattails of Khamzat Chimaev. It worked. And now he's on the other side of the world, putting in a really good performance.
And just all this pressure. So even when Gamrot tries to wrestle, he has to do it off of his back foot. He's never taking charge. He's never leading. So it's hard for him to really get settled.
Last few seconds in round number 2. As Gamrot tries to snap down Kutateladze. Nice chin check.
Hey, coach. Hey, stop hitting me. Stop. They said already.
Abby, that is Guram Kutateladze, and that is Mateusz Gamrot. All to play for here in the Flash Arena, third and final round in this lightweight contest. A marvellous showing for both of these debut fighters.
The end of the round got better for Mateusz Gamrot, and it was because he extended the wrestling sequences a little bit. He had a shot, went to a front headlock, and then landed the right hand on the break. That's what he has to do in order to get to Kutateladze. Look at that. I mean, just extending these positions.
He's right.
Just make, look at that.
Kutateladze.
Oh, but he has great defense by Kutateladze.
Gamrot is being forced to work hard in these grappling exchanges to get any kind of control. Lovely work mixing their martial arts as well. We're not switching from striking to grappling. As soon as the grappling range has broken, their strikes are coming. Both these guys got to be wary breaking the clinch.
High-level technical display here between these two fighters. And how about Georgian fighters in the UFC these days? Giga Chikadze, Roman Dolidze, Merab Dvalishvili. We also see Liana Jojua as well next week.
I thought that Gamrot right here, you see, he's starting to find more range. He's starting to sit down on the strikes a little bit more. He needs to. He can't pit-a-pat with Kutateladze. Kutateladze puts everything into every single strike, and Gamrot needs to match that. And if he gets some respect from his strikes, the takedowns will be easier.
You can see the value of all the hard fights that Gamrot has had in his career.
So much high-level experience, Dan.
Because most guys would start to fade here, but Gamrot he still feels he's in this fight.
I mean, no matter how this fight ends, we've got to keep an eye on both of these guys.
Look at that. Nice double leg. Beautiful level change.
Excellent drive on that. Force him up against the fence, which may start cutting down some of the scrambling options for Kutateladze.
And by the way, DC, Gamrot came in as a minus 330 favourite.
Yeah.
According to Caesar's William Hill.
And you know I mean, this fight is really starting to close. Early in round 2, I felt like Kutateladze was clearly ahead. But now I feel like Gamrot has fought himself back into this fight. The second part of round 2, and now the start of round 3.
Certainly had a few warning shots as well, especially after being sat down in the second round by that clean shot from Kutateladze. But this is where Gamrot wants to fight, most definitely. Control this from the top position, threaten as much as he can with strikes. But control being his primary objective right now, given the fact that Kutateladze just will not accept any position that he's put in.
Gamrot does not know what it's like to lose 17-0. He has won no contest, but this is a guy who has 2 titles in Poland. Mixed martial arts in Poland is one of the top sports. He is a famous athlete over there, coming in with a lot of expectation.
It has his hands full right now.
Oh, sure does.
Kutateladze.
Sure does. And by the way, the referee keeps warning Hamzat Chimaev for slapping the apron. Yeah, good luck.
I was wondering what that was at the end of the second round. I thought it was the 10-second clapper.
Racking up the significant strikes on the octagon as well.
I mean, when you look at Mateusz Gamrot, I mean, he is doing a good job. I've got to be honest, man. As I watch this fight, he has a lot of the momentum.
What a great matchup this is. A real learning experience for any fighters out there as well. Watching how these guys are chaining their attack and defense together.
And how about a debut? I mean, the jitters, what jitters? On account of both fighters.
These guys are showing tremendous skill. And that's why the fight is where it is on the card, right? The prelim main event.
Yeah, the featured fight on the preliminary card is definitely earning its place.
Great pace and technicality.
Nice right hand.
He's definitely got Guram's respect here. Because you can see he's starting to hold back in his stance. He's pushing forward.
That is a beautiful level change. And then he got the corner in order to finish the takedown.
Cut that angle beautifully.
I mean, this Gamrot, Mateusz Gamrot, is a guy that I like to watch fight because dude can wrestle.
Yes, he can.
He can really wrestle.
He's making it count as well right now.
I mean, look at the way that he finished his fight over the last 8 minutes. Very impressive.
This one goes to the judges' scorecard. We will get the decision. The five-fight main card keeps the octagon action going right after this, right here on ESPN+. This long-awaited return of T-City Brian Ortega as he battles one of the most entertaining fighters of all time, the Korean Zombie. It's UFC Fight Night Ortega, the Korean Zombie, coming up next on ESPN+. Time now for the official decision, and we get it inside to Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals. Leatherby scores at 29-28 for Gamrot. Judge Wolf, 29-28, Kutateladze. And Judge Ransom scores at 29-28 for your winner by split decision, the Georgian Viking, Guram Kutateladze.
Guram Kutateladze.